tuyo por siempre. Y yo quiero que te sientas como yo me siento. Mira, por ejemplo. Siempre voy a estar aquí a tu lado. Nunca me voy a cansar. Solamente yo te quiero enseñar qué tan caro es. Mírate qué tan caro es.
I don't know what they're saying, it just sounds good. Yo quiero Taco Bell. I'm good. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Of all the things I have not done in life, learning another language is probably one of my biggest regrets. But still time. I mean, I took 2 years of French. I know when I'm being cursed out in Cantonese or Shanghainese, I understand rudimentary Mandarin. I understand kitchen Spanish. So if you a lady who speaks another language, you know, I think it's so sexy for a woman to cuss you out in another language. Yeah, say that shit. Cuss me out in another language, that's fine. Just don't let me know what the fuck you're talking about. Portuguese. Yeah. Portuguese will be a good language. So especially they get up, get in your left ear and say, adios mijo, papi. Ay. Yeah, that shit right there. That shit right there. That's that shit right there. All right, let's get into it. Yeah. Adios mijo, I don't even know how to say it. So, it comes down to like pronouncing things. My French is so bad, but my senses are good. Even though this is Incense November, I've been on this kick for the harmonist. This is one of the best fragrances in the world. Hypnotizing fire. Just this combination right here. This combination with this one from Tetsurini Terenze Dionisio. I found this in Beverly Hills, and I had people stalking me around Beverly Hills, figuring out what I was wearing. And when I put this one on here, Magnetic Blend 7, yeah, I'm sorry. That's just a good lineup. So sometimes when you just want to be in your bag, be in your stuff, you're like, damn, I just want to smell good. That's that one. So tonight, what are we talking about? Tonight, we're talking about taboo topics. Taboo topics. And I posted on Instagram, a little video with women saying and holding a sign that says obesity, and then another with a pregnant woman, a pregnant unmarried woman. And I said, two things that men see posted every day, but we're not supposed to say anything. Tonight we discussed taboo topics, but then I also said something too. I asked another question, ladies, Why do you feel you should get credit for the struggle, of struggling, especially if you chose the struggle? You know, of course, some people can't. What is define the struggle? What is define the struggle? Don't answer. When people do that shit, people just keep on moving. Don't play into that deflection bag. They know what the hell the struggle means. I'm a single mother. I had to do it on my own. Anything that you say to get extra goddamn credit. I also asked on YouTube, guys, with modern women, is it better to rent or to own? Got a completely different kind of answer on YouTube than on Instagram. But then I balanced it out, of course, and I said, guys, and this is a serious question. We're going to get more into this as time goes on. Guys, real talk. If you're not marriage-minded, what does a woman's sexual past or body count really matter? And I'm asking all these questions because you got women over here that believe something adamantly and men over here that believe adamantly. But I'm trying to understand, are the two people that it seems like the two groups of people who are the loudest doing the most shit talking are the ones that ain't even trying to be together? So tonight we're going to tackle the taboo topic of, as the weight is inclined, as the weight is increased in Black America, there's a corresponding decrease in marriage. Now, there's no, scientific correlation or causation, but there is a correlation. I'm not saying one caused the other, but I'm just saying I noticed the trend. And also, I noticed the trend in this popularizing or glamorizing out of wedlock birth to the point to where men aren't supposed to say anything about it. So what we're going to talk about is men who are relationship marriage-minded. That's where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from the standpoint of men who ain't trying to be with a woman long term. I'm coming from the standpoint of the percentage of men who are still trying to be in significant relationships. Ladies, should men have something to say with regard to this obesity thing? Because I'm going to tell you, I went on TikTok and I saw something that just troubled the shit out of me. A woman who looked every bit of 22 or 23 years old, she had to be 600 pounds. And she's dancing and doing all this stuff. And everybody in the comments, go girl, big girl, feeling good and this and that. I'm like, all right. And then if a man had the nerve to say anything, it didn't matter how nice he said it, but it's like the elephant in the room. You are too large. You're going to die at that weight. I'm not talking about just a little, I'm talking about somebody who was 3 times. That woman, I'm not kidding. Remember that one video that was floating around the internet where that one brother, Nico something, shout out to you, brother, I don't remember your name. But he had this one woman on there and talk about what he brings to the table. And I call her Big Pearly, the woman that you just had this head on this body, you didn't even see her neck. She was around that size. And I'm like, why can't men say, this woman actually talked about what do I bring to the table? What do you mean what I bring to the table? I need to get that bag. I'm like, what? What did you say? And she was dead ass serious. I'm to the point like, are men allowed to say anything? And if not, why? Hold on. Why can't men speak about this stuff? Morena, Ay, taco, taco bueno, morena. So if men are marriage-minded, and I'm going to say marriage-minded men are looking around the world, the community, for suitable wives. And men are saying that they're not finding any women who are even in the ballpark. Why? Can men make these claims, ladies? Because the way I hear a lot of women saying, why you don't say anything about it? It ain't your business. Well, yeah, it is. I need to take it to something we all understand. Shopping. If you're in the market to buy a vehicle, and you have the money, credit, and you're a serious buyer, You're going to the available car lots around you, and you have the right to ask questions about the stuff on the lot. You have the right to ask questions about the stuff that's on the market. You ladies put yourself on the market when you post these things. You're posting them for public consumption. It'll be as silly as me posting a photograph or something on Instagram, YouTube, or whatever, and then get mad at people for commenting on it. If you're on the market, ladies, men who are the buyers have a right to say, why is it that men shouldn't say anything about weight? Especially if the fact of the matter is men really care. I don't think a lot of women understand that men put women into wife and everything else category. And you know what I saw in the comment section of that one video? I saw a lot of people saying, somebody hit it. Somebody likes big girls. Is that what it is? So is that the point? You ladies will tell a woman who's 600 plus pounds, oh, I love your hair, I love your smile, big girl confidence, da 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 da. All right. Why don't you jump your ass up to 600 pounds then? Because the men are looking at her and saying, there's no way in hell. That is not a woman that could even be considered to be on the market. Because if a man wants a wife and wants children, that's out. Okay, move on. Weight is the one thing that every woman can do something about. It's the one that should go without question. And I got a question for the ladies who say, it's none of our business. You shouldn't say anything. Okay, let me ask a question. How much does a woman need to weigh before men can say something? Fair question. All right, let's take it to the other side. Bump all that. You the market, y'all the market, cool, fine. But it's none of your business. As long as she's happy, it's cool, and she's enjoying her stuff, she's living her truth or whatever, fine. How much does a woman need to weigh before the market can say anything? Because there has to be a number. You can't just say everything's okay. Ladies, what number? How much is enough for men to be able to make a judgment? 200 pounds ain't enough. We know that ain't it. Because the average black woman in this country, we're going to talk, and I speak about women across the board, but when I start trying to break the numbers down, I know my community. I know in our community, the average woman is 5'4", 187 pounds. That's height adjusted. That's a 230 pound man. Let me make sure my math is right. I don't want to be off. So I need you ladies to think about it. Instead of saying what men can't do, when can men say something? So 64 inches, 187. So 187 pounds divided by 64 inches. That's 2.92 pounds. 2.92 pounds. Then we're going to multiply that times 70. That's the average height of a man. So a woman that's 5'4", 187 pounds, if you height adjust her to a man, she'd be a man who's 5'10", 204 pounds. The difference is stark. That's why I did that 2/3 thing. So I'm asking you ladies, at what point, at what poundage do you think it's fair play? Ladies, at what point do you think it's fair play? 200 pounds isn't enough. 5'4", 210, 220, 230, 240, 250. That's not the, what? At some point, there has to be a point. All right, let's move on. Out of wedlock birth. Look, I'm in the second lost generation, Generation X. There are more baby boomers and more millennials. We're going to get to that too, because those are the two people who are really at war. But for men who are marriage-minded, men who are relationship-minded, I got one question for you ladies. And it's a serious question. So I'm going to read it because I wrote it down. I need you to answer this question, ladies. Seriously. Hold on. Execute Order 66. Ladies, is there any honor in being a stepfather today? Is there any honor in being a stepfather today? Because when I was growing up, if a man were to step in and be a stepfather, those men were thought of as heroes. Those men were heralded. Those men were patted on the back, congratulated. The community patted them on the back. The family did. The country did. The world did. But today, it's 180 degrees opposite. Stepfathers are not only not, there's no honor in it. Stepfathers are neutered because they can't do anything in the house. They're expected to do everything a father does and have no power. So if there's no honor in being a modern stepfather, why do you ladies think having a child out of wedlock, choosing to have a child out of wedlock, doesn't change your value? Why do you ladies think that you can choose to do that and you approach a man with a title that's not an honor? Like so many women say, I'm on a husband. No, you're looking for a stepfather. And if you're a single mother, in this case, a baby mama in this case, if you're a baby mama, an unwed single mother, you're looking for a stepfather if you're looking to get married, and that position holds no honor. Matter of fact, today's women will tell you that my children come first. So if there's no honor in being a stepfather, why should men sign up for it? Why do modern women today speak about being an unwed mother as if it's no big deal? And if you combine these two topics, which sadly it is, you seem to find unwed mothers who are overweight. So, at what point can men who are on the market for a woman say something about the market? Because you ladies don't say anything. You congratulate these women who are making these TikToks. See, a lot of you ladies congratulate them, but you're secretly laughing at these women because you know they look crazy. I'm sorry. I don't want to show these people because I'm on my platform, and I don't want to do that to them. But when you're sitting there, and I mean, you're so big, you can't even move, and you just doing this. I'm like, you can't even put on clothes to cover all of that. We're talking about legitimate health risk, and women that go big girl, go girl, love big girl, confidence, such and so forth. But those ladies, for the women who are that size, understand these women secretly laugh at you. They secretly laugh, and they also say, thank God you're off the market so it's easier for me. That happens a lot. Number one. Number two, and I don't want to hear thyroid problems and all this other kind of stuff, because these people sit around doing mukbang challenges and they're dancing. I'm not talking about somebody who just posts a photo or somebody who's just on Facebook or somebody who's just on Instagram. I'm talking about people who make videos making a spectacle of themselves. Okay? So they put the video out there to music, and this one woman was talking about bring that dick here, bring that dick here. I'm like, whoa, okay? But over here, no honor in being a stepfather. And then if you jump forward to, I don't want to confuse the subject, taboo topics. Ladies, are you a taboo? Are you a taboo? Are you bringing men on the marriage market a taboo? And if so, what do you expect the men to do about it? And I don't think a lot of women have really thought about it, because look at the messages that get pumped to women. That it's okay to be body positive. It's okay to live in your truth. And it's okay to have a baby out of wedlock. I mean, you were young and you made a mistake. And guys are like, This is shit you ladies tell each other, but then you come to men and you watch my show. And how many times do you hear me talk to women who are nice women, well-intended, and being honest? I'm a single mother. I have a degree or not. I'm working. I'm making so-and-so money. I've never been married. I got a kid. And most of the time when women have 2 children, 60% of the time it's by a different father. But let's just take the most generic situation. A mother of 1. And she has to work and raise her child. But this very woman, 99 times out of 100, or 90 times out of 100, will say, once I'm married, and if I have another child, I don't want to have to work to pay significant bills, meaning I'll work as a single mother, a baby mama, I'll work to pay 100% of the bills. But if I get married and give my husband a child, he needs to make sure I don't have to work. Your baby daddy didn't do that. Your baby daddy didn't do that. Your baby daddy gave you a baby and you had to work until you were ready to deliver, got your 13 weeks FMLA leave and had to go back. So you expect your husband, the stepfather, to take on a position that by definition is not honored in the society, and you expect that man to make you a wife and you make him a stepfather and takes on a position of no honor and ultimate responsibility, and for the exchange of having a child or 2, he's supposed to make sure you don't have to work. You think about how many times women say they want to be responsible for 10%, 20% of the overall family financial load. Ma'am, what percentage of the overall family financial load? Oh, whatever. If you lose your job or decide to quit or whatever, do you want your lack of income to impact the family financial in any way? The answer is no. So it's like men are saying, wait a minute. So you can go out and have a baby for a dude, and you got to stand up and work. But then I come along and I'm supposed to take a position that's not even honored, take on all this responsibility, and then you just sit at home while I'm working? And men are asking, what do you get for that? And what do women say? My uterus, you get me, you get... Ladies, if this were a vehicle, it would be on the lemon lot. The way it's being packaged to men. So do you wonder why so many modern men or average men have a negative opinion about marriage and relationships these days? Because so many women are not doing what men want. You're not even showing up fit. Not only do you have the nerve to not show up fit, you got the nerve to show up fit with 2 or 3 kids. And then you got the nerve to say when a man says something about it, he's gay, he hate his mama, he's a misogynist, blah, blah. Sign language. Let's get to it, ladies. These taboo topics are not changing the conversation. It should be taboo to act this way. But come on, let's get to it. I really want to hear from you ladies. Why, ladies only, why is it okay for you ladies to post this kind of stuff, but it's not okay for men to say anything about it? We're going to try to do is have more like a panel discussion. So I'm going to bring in a couple of 2 or 3 people at a time. No guys though. We'll do this one. This one. This one. Why don't you take this shit?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Your first name, your Instagram starts with a J or a G?
It starts with an S. It's Savannah. It starts with a J because it's Joyce, but my name is Savannah.
Okay. Well, okay. So I'm just trying to understand who you are in here. All right. So, no, I'm not going to leave it. Okay. You need to move your head up a little bit. You're a little bit low.
Sorry.
So again, how old are you?
24.
All right. So what do you think about any of the things I just said?
I honestly just feel like this is the generation that we live in, and I feel like people are not accepting it for what it really is. Like as far as having a baby, babies come with a lot of responsibility. So when you get into another relationship, you really can't expect another man to want to take on that type of responsibility when you put that on yourself. Whether it was a younger age, or older age, you knew the consequences that
Do
came
you
behind.
have any children?
No.
Okay. Um, Go ahead.
So I look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you had kids at a young age, and then you be wanting these fantasy type of relationships for people to think, well, guys to think, well, you come into the picture, so this is what I come with, so you got to just take it on. I don't think that's.
Okay. What about the weight component?
I feel like that's true too. That's very true too. Because
Hold on. These people, there's too much noise.
okay,
It's too much noise. I don't know what the hell this is. These people just coming in with all this damn noise. I don't get it. I don't understand.
yeah,
Okay, so what about the weight component?
I feel like that matters. I could say that it matters in my opinion. I mean, I used to be a little bit smaller than what I am now, and I'm going to the gym
Okay.
consistently to lose the weight that
Do
I
you
do.
want to get Do you want to get married?
I do.
All right. So how tall are you? I'm bringing
I'm
some more
five.
people.
I'm 5'3".
5'3". And what's your dress size currently?
I would say like a 12.
All right.
Definitely. Yeah, be honest.
Okay. Okay. So what do you? So as far as the kid, or what do you think kid? What do you think size and weight matters to men?
Mm, what do you mean, like as far
What?
as like attractiveness? Like
Well, for serious relationship consideration.
I feel like it's not even just about attractiveness. It's more about health too. I mean, if you're gonna.
Well. See, what a lot of women tend to do is you tend to do the one thing that men don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I asked specifically about men, and you go directly to, we need to do it for health. No, you need to do it for men.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I need you to understand when men hear you say that, it's automatically like what y'all want doesn't matter. Hi, ma'am, how are you doing?
I am good.
How old are you?
22,
22. Are you single or are you married?
single,
Any children?
no children.
Uh, do you have anything you want to bring in on the topic we were just talking about?
About marriage.
Well, no, the taboo. We're talking about taboo topics. Weight and being a baby mama.
Well,
Or did you just join in?
I just joined in, but
All right.
I've always been listening to you.
Okay. Well, fall back for a second. Fall back for a second. So why I say it that way, Jay, is because men men want to hear our women say, "Y'all do stuff for us."
Okay.
So, if you want to be married, by what age would you like to be married? Let's start there.
I would say around like 27. I'm 24
Well,
now.
okay. All right. So and you're 5 foot, how tall again?
5'3".
5'3". So if you're dress size 12, that puts you around about how much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
About like 181.
Okay. I would think a little bit more than that. When was the last time you were dress size 4?
I would say I was around like 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in high school?
Yeah, high school.
So if if dropping down, if being a dress size 4 meant you could get married, how soon would you get there?
As soon as possible, if that's the goal I'm trying to reach. So.
Well, you said you want to be married by 27. So
Mhm.
you got roughly 2.5, 3 years.
Mhm.
And you've been roughly this size for like 7 years. See, this is how, because men look at this and say, all right, it's one thing to know the answers, but are you living that way? Because if the search for or being on the market for marriage can't start until you're an acceptable weight, what do you think? How you doing?
I
Hi.
th- I think it's important to take it serious now. Like how I've been doing. Like I should have started a little bit more early, unfortunately, but I'm
Okay.
starting now and
I'm
I'm going
sorry, what was the
consistently. So
question? Because I didn't.
Hold on just a second. I'll get to you in
Okay.
just a second. How old are you, by the way?
24.
24. Well, the question is, we're talking about these taboo topics. Oh, weight, body image, and all that other stuff, and then children. Do you have a child, man?
No, sir.
All right, that's what we're talking about because there's several things that keep women who want to get into relationships really in the unacceptable category, and those two things matter the
Mm-hmm.
most.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so to your young lady that just joined down here in the corner, what's your name? The straight black hair. What's your name again?
Delasia.
Delasia. So why'd you join? Why'd you join?
Well, you have a lot of opinions, and
Mm-hmm.
females don't favor them. And I'm wondering, like, a lot of females are wondering. I feel like, what is your like goal? What is your goal in doing
Well,
all?
do I have opinions or do I have facts?
You claim to have facts.
I claim to have facts. What does claim mean?
How are you going to
I'm
claim facts?
getting this factual, like, where are you getting this evidence from? Like,
How long have you been
He
watching me?
lives on the earth.
No, 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 hold on. I got it. I got it. I mean, if you watch me, I cite my sources. Have you ever bothered to look at them yourself?
by surveys, or because you brought a young female up here.
Hold on, you
Hold
record.
hold on. Let's hold on just a second. Uh, Go ahead. I'm listening.
You brought a female up here the other day. Um, she had a degree, and then you had posted her. What? No, no, no. Why'd you?
Because I don't need them jumping in. It's
um,
going to get confusing.
you brought her in about her car sales. The female
What day are you talking about, man? What show are you talking about?
about 2 days ago, and you posted it on your story.
No, what? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
She had a
So,
sales business.
so let
Shot her down, all the way down.
no, no, no. See, what we're going to do is see if we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to need some specificity because when you come in being in this disingenuous claim to have facts, how do you claim to have a fact?
You brought something from 2018 or 2019.
How do you claim? Okay, did you go to college?
I've been in college, yes. I couldn't
Did you?
finish loans.
Oh, okay.
Post,
Regardless, you've gone to public school, right?
yes.
The textbooks you used weren't printed yesterday,
No.
so you use the facts that you have. Do you have better ones? I'm all ears.
Just because
No,
the
ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. See, facts matter. See, if we're going to have a conversation, we have to agree that there's some things that are just true. Facts and data matter.
there's new knowledge learned every
Then give me new data to. So then this is what you do. Intelligent people bring new data that's been tested, peer reviewed, to supplant the old one. But until then, you use the facts and data you have.
so you went based off of
No, no, no.
his failure.
Ma'am, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about, but you say you have all these opinions. I have opinions just like anyone else. You got opinions. But unlike what you're doing is I bring facts, data, statistics, things you can go look up yourself.
You had one proof of evidence. is what I saw. You had one proof of it
I have one proof of it, ma'am. Excuse
to
me.
shoot the
No,
female.
no, no, ma'am. First of all, I've been doing this for too long to have one proof of evidence. And if I had one proof of evidence, tell me what you're talking about. First off, let's get to that point because you can't keep talking about this vague story. Tell me what it is you think you saw.
About the female's career. You gave
When?
2 days ago. It was about 2 days ago.
2 days ago on what? Instagram, YouTube, what?
Yes, Instagram. It was a light-skinned female talking about her car sales business. She owned a rental car
Oh
business.
yeah. Yeah. Yep. I sure did. You mean the woman who agreed with me?
Yeah, she agreed with you at the end
Because
because
I was right.
no,
Okay, what was I wrong about? She'd been in business for 1 year. What was I wrong about?
because it was 1 year does not mean that she's done so much in 1 year. She's
That
accomplished
doesn't.
a lot.
So what? What does the data still show? Excuse me. It doesn't matter what she's done. What was the fact that I put out there? What percentage of small businesses fail inside of the first 5 years?
That's nice. But what about
No,
her?
no, no. You don't. We don't do that. See, this is where you ladies who think like you and your little attitude, you can have all the sass you want, but it doesn't change the fact that you live in the real world. And one of the problems in our community is black women, especially young black women, think because you can be loud, sassy, and wrong, it matters.
I was loud.
Loud, sassy, sarcastic, whatever. Ma'am, if you don't like the data, what do you want me to do about it? But that woman agreed. But if you got a problem with it, why don't you go tell her? Because she agreed.
Have faith in her.
Have
Like I
faith. Faith me, ma'am. Faith me, and faith
don't
in what? What
now.
did she want? What did she want, man? Let's start here. Let's start here. What did that woman want?
What did she want?
What did she say her desire was?
She wanted to be independent, and she also wanted to have a husband and kids.
In what order?
Mm,
What was her ultimate desire? Now, how about this? What was her ultimate desire?
her ultimate desire was
Mm-hmm.
a family. She wanted to have.
Right, right, right. And what did she come up? What conclusion did she come up with after I put things in a way that made her think about things? What did she say?
I mean, I don't recall what her
She
solution
said,
was.
"Thank you."
What was her solution, though?
Go back and watch the video. See. Here's the point, people.
It was
You
online.
come. No, ma'am. No, no, ma'am. You came in here with that same old song and dance, half informed, not knowing what you're talking about, going off of what you thought I said and how it made you feel. And the woman I talked to was grateful. The woman I talked to said, "Thank you." So why do you have a problem and she doesn't?
I couldn't be more grateful, but
No,
I
no, no. Why do you have a problem with that conversation when she doesn't? Because I asked her questions that she hadn't thought about, things that she had. That woman had a rental car business. And let's go ahead and do this, shall we? Since you want to do this, let's do this. Because I don't just talk out the side of my neck. I talked to that woman about what percentage of small businesses fail in the first 5 years, by the way. Do you have that number?
no.
Do you have
Go
any
ahead.
idea? Do you have any idea?
You can pull it up. Go ahead.
No,
Pull
you
up.
can pull it up. You
Oh,
can pull it up. I'm asking you. See, I already know these things, and these things matter.
yes. Bring the facts,
Mm-hmm.
please.
No, no, no. But I'm asking you because that's what adults do.
Right.
What do you? There is a number in this country. If you're going to start a business, you're going to invest your time, effort, and your money. Don't you think you need to know the likelihood of it being successful? Or do you just take your money and just throw it anywhere and hope it works?
But what does the number have to do
No,
with
ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You don't answer a question with a question. I'll answer your question, but you answer mine first.
Go ahead and ask the
Don't you
question.
think? No, no. You haven't. Do you think you should know the likelihood of a business being successful before you risk
I think you should come up with a plan.
a plan based on what?
Based on whatever you've learned, whatever you went to school for.
And one of the things you learn is how likely a venture is to succeed.
I mean, that's nice, but what about yourself?
It's not nice, ma'am. No, ma'am, it's not nice. It's reality. Let's take a step back. I'm not trying to be insulting, but were you raised with your mom and your dad?
I was raised with my mother.
Okay. All right. All right. So if you went by the schoolhouse, you understand math, you understand statistics, you understand grades, you understand all of this. And if you're going to put your money into something and risk, don't you think you should know or understand the market you're getting into, the chances of it being successful? Or do you live your life just saying, I'm going to just try whatever, I'm going to do whatever, and it's all based on me?
I mean, I like the second part. I mean, I understand.
It's okay. If it's all based on you, then if it's all based on you, then how do you deal with this? Rental car industry has ground to a halt. This is what it means for automakers and car buyers. The rental car industry is the business she was in. You know, CNN, Business Insider. Yeah, just like what I told her. All you need is a second round of Corona to shut your business down. So, what does you have to do with a coronavirus in an industry that's ground to a halt? What can you, an individual, do about an industry that's dying?
Stay positive.
Excuse me?
Positive in your
Stay
own
positive.
belief.
Okay, ma'am. There were people who sold horses and buggies. But when the automobile came along, you could have made the best horse and buggy and the best horsewhip. You could be as positive as you want. When the market died, you were out of business.
Or you just downsize.
There's downsize for no demand. You can't downsize. Okay, how can you downsize if you were that person had a 9-to-5 job? How could she downsize being 1 year in business? And see, what I'm showing you guys is this is a 20-some-odd-year-old woman who was too stubborn sign language to admit that she don't know what the hell she's talking about. This woman is young enough to be my daughter. She ain't completed nothing in life. She didn't even complete college. And that's the point. And this is the problem. And you wonder why women who look like you, who think like you, and who act like you are chronically single. No amount of data matters. It's all about feeling. Car rental apocalypse is coming. Oh, yeah. Oh, when was this written? Let's see. This was written in March 11th of 2021. See, what I'm trying to show you folks is for not an insignificant amount of Black women, how they feel matters more than anything else. They think that they can faith their way out and believe their way out. Well, then how's that working for you? You saw she ran up out of here. The final run of somebody who can't sustain an argument. Let me get the hell out of here. It's too hot. But thanks for proving the point. Further proving the point. And I want you guys to understand something. Look at how, I mean, it should be sad that you're a young woman and you are that jacked up and jaded. Now, come on back. Don't run. Don't run. Come on back. You were here. Don't run. Don't run. Stay right there. Keep your ass right there.
Oh my goodness.
No, get on. No, you're going to have this conversation saying, so you came in and talk about I claim. See, that ain't a claim. March 11, 2021. March 11, 2021. From who is this, sweetheart? That's Forbes.
Right.
That's Forbes. So CNN Business, Forbes. What do I need to claim that I didn't already know?
This is these own people's fault. I understand you talking about statistics, but it's these own people's fault for their businesses failing. You know, they didn't have, there's certain plans, there's certain things you can do. There's so many businesses that did not have to shut down. And I'm sure there's rental car businesses that are still running. So what about those businesses? They didn't all shut down. They had a different plan than others.
Where are you getting that from? Or are you just making something up?
I'm not making it up.
No, so because some business succeeded. Is that how? I'm gonna be honest, young lady.
I mean, you can look
No,
it
no,
up.
no, 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 no. See, I don't
I
need to. No, man, no, no. See, you're the one making an argument, and see that's how it works in the realm of adults. You make the argument. You need to be able to have the facts, the data, statistics to stand on. So you don't. Maybe that, and maybe that's why you think people claim stuff because you just pull some stuff out of your butt that you
oh,
don't know.
it's,
Man, if that's how you plan on living your life, that is fine.
it's
But
common.
it, no, common sense is on this side. Common sense looks at the numbers. Common sense looks at an industry. Common sense says basically you go to where a demand is. And you don't have a demand in a rental car industry in a pandemic. My question to you is what are you doing right now?
You asking me what am I doing?
Yeah, you're not in college.
No, that's right.
What do you do?
Well, no, that's man, that's tough. I get what you're saying. Okay, well, I'm reserve in the Army. I'm thinking of going back active. Um, or I'm thinking of going active duty. But besides that, I do freelance. I can sing, I can act, I can write.
How do
But
you provide for yourself?
right now, I'm in a middle situation right now.
What does that mean to the people who don't know what you're talking about? How do you provide? How do you pay for the rent, the food, your care? Who's paying for that?
I am.
With money from where?
There's apps.
There's apps.
Yes.
What
I'm
does that mean?
so please, I need leeway.
No,
No.
you need guidance.
Yeah,
You are far too young to be this. First of all, to be your age, you don't know anything.
mm,
I am 30 years older than you and experienced longer than you are tall.
mm.
Who do you think knows more about the business world than me or you?
You have a lot of knowledge about it. Yes. Doesn't mean that everything you say is correct.
What difference does it make, ma'am? Is that how you live your life? That if everything has to be one way or it all is subject? Because
You,
it seems to be women who think like you think that probability and possibility are the same thing.
that's the difference between hope and faith.
Which one of our financial institutions functions on either?
Faith.
Which one of our financial institutions functions on faith?
Everything.
Financial institutions, banks, credit, the things that you need to make this world run. You know, the lights that are on in your house, it's run by a power company. The power company has to pay, you have to pay for that stuff. You don't get anything provided by faith. Why don't you just admit that you're out of your depth? You don't know what you're talking about.
If you have faith, that's how you keep the lights on.
Okay. Can you go, what state do you live in?
I'm in California right now.
Can you go to, what's the power company in California?
The power company,
Uh-huh.
as far as what? I'm sorry.
Are you in a house or an apartment?
Right now,
Yes, ma'am. Right now.
That's personal.
You're on Instagram in front of 10,000 people with your name showing.
Yes, I know.
So
That's
you can either tell me or you can play that game with me. You wanted this conversation.
you're right. It's just
So what is it? A house or an apartment? Don't make an issue where there's no issue.
I was in an apartment about a month ago.
Okay. Where you currently are right now, where the lights are, where are you at?
Circumstantial.
Uh-huh. Don't know what that means. So you were in an apartment. Was the apartment in your name?
It was shared. I had roommates.
Uh-huh. And whose name was the lease in?
And I mean, I had roommates. It wasn't in anyone's name.
You have to have a lease to have an apartment.
Right.
So whose name was it in?
I mean, everyone had separate leases, so I had my own.
Uh-huh. Your name was on the lease.
Yes.
Okay. How long did you live in this apartment?
About a year.
All right. So the apartment was a dwelling. Who provided the power for the lights, the gas, the air conditioning?
I don't know if you've ever been in a roommate situation, but in that situation, it was all inclusive. You just pay for, I've never
Uh-huh.
actually had to deal with separate bills. I've always
Uh-huh.
been
So
in,
in other words, you who don't even seem to understand how to set up a basic residence think you know enough to talk about business.
I know that
Mm-hmm.
can learn, I'm not going to shoot myself down just because I don't know these things yet.
So knowing the reality, the possibility, the truth, the facts, the data, statistics, things that you may not like is shooting yourself down.
There's time. I have time. I mean, I don't have all the time in the world, of course, but when I get there, there's going to be nothing stopping me. You have,
Reality. No, ma'am. See, you're just talking.
all right.
Because in the position you sound like you're in, all you have available to you is faith. You don't have anything else. What else? But see, if you had common sense, you could get other things. But you came in here talking about opinions. And I just showed that you have opinions too, but they're based in nothing, not even something you've lived. I've showed my sources. You don't even know what you're talking about.
One proof of evidence that her business could get shut down just because of,
One proof of evidence.
yeah,
Ma'am, how many businesses did we lose? And the reason I'm doing this, people, is this is the, and I really don't mean any disrespect, young lady, but this is the sad state of education in our community. That we're to this point to where at 22 years old, in the face of all this data, nothing is enough. This is where sign language comes from. The need to be right is pathological with a lot of Black women. You need to be right.
no.
The one proof of evidence, ma'am, I showed you I showed you articles from CNN and Forbes. That's before the data from the Chamber of Commerce and the Small Business Association. I've showed multiple places. And all this stuff you don't know anything about.
Because you're trying to be negative. Where's the proof? You could have found proof in regards to a business succeeding through this pandemic, but you chose to find a business that failed. To shoot this female down, you choose to shoot females down consistently on a
So I
daily
want you guys to understand something. This woman's mentality is so warped that I chose to manufacture. See, Kevin Samuels, one person, manufactured this evidence. I went and chose that.
This is
This
what
is no, ma'am. Be quiet. You sound crazy.
you are manifesting this.
You sound crazy. And this, thank you. Thank you. Manifestation madness. That is what I talked to 2 weeks ago. This is what's going on with these young women, especially young Black women, because you guys are so lost. All you have is manifestation. So you can't deal with reality. Reality is you choose, ma'am. All you have to do is go Google it yourself. Look up the facts regarding an industry. And you're going to say, well, that's what you chose to find. So you want to just say, okay, well, let me go find an article that goes against CNN, Money, and Forbes. That's what it is.
I have yet to see you being positive about somebody's
Man,
business.
it's because you don't, first of all, because one, you are your own issue. I can't make you, yeah, you are. Because you bring you to every conversation. Your perspective is warped. So you're going to tell me you have yet to see me positive? I don't doubt that, because that's on you. That conversation I had with that young lady was positive. That's why she said, thank you. But you already got a point of view. It's called confirmation bias. What you already believe, you'll go ahead and find information to prove it. See, but us thinking people, we actually evolve and take in new information. You haven't taken any new information in yet. You're still as ignorant and as wrong as you are when you first started. And the sad part is, when this is over, I go back to my successful life. You go back to your manifesting hope and faith. That's not an insult. One of us is living life on purpose, and another one is reduced to hope and manifestation because you don't want to do it the way it's supposed to be done. Well, go invest hope in the bank. Go try to use that to pay for groceries. Go try to pay for anything with hope and see what happens. Do you have a checking account?
Yes.
Do you just put your checking account out or write a check or use your check card and just hope there's money in there?
No. I have faith that I'm going to get the bag and I'm going to put it in my account.
What the fuck is a bag when you're broke? Listen to this. I want you to listen to this crazy talk. A bag when you don't even know what a basic residence setup is. You are so far from talking about a bag. You need a job. You need an education. You need some therapy. You need a mentor. You need some guidance. Because there's a lot of things going on with you, young lady. And what you don't realize is you're getting help. Bag? What room you gonna put it in? See, one of the things that's happened in our culture is we've pumped so much bullshit into it. So we've had young ladies like you watching people talk about manifest, the secret kind of stuff. All right, fine. Faith. I was baptized at 5. I've been a man of faith my entire life. But faith without works is what? I don't want a Bible bump with me. Faith without works is what?
I mean,
Faith without works is what?
that's hope then. You're not talking about
Faith without works is dead.
Can you reach for a Bible right now?
Now I want you to look at the stubbornness in this. I want you guys to understand this is order 66 that I talked about yesterday and the day before. This is what it is. This is what was programmed by Big Mama. That's why I said I don't really feel sad. I mean, so I'm not so hard, because this was programmed in women like yourself. This is order 66. She's too young to have gotten this far off track by herself.
Correct.
But unfortunately, the world doesn't care.
Correct.
And who else sits here and talks to women like you day in and day out, whether you like it or not? And I got more women saying thank you.
Please, you
No,
shoot
don't.
down and you tell Get a man.
Then, then you tell me, okay, I shoot them down.
Yes.
Okay, that's what
So
you want to say, ma'am?
I'm so
Fine. I'm sorry, if that's what you want to say, because I'm not going to tell you that you know what you're talking about when you don't. And I'm going to use this as a lesson because, and let's just say I do shoot them down. Let's just take it your way. I shoot them down. Does it help them?
I have no clue. They gotta
Whoa,
stop.
whoa, 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 whoa,
I
whoa. Stop right there. Stop right there.
follow up
Hold
with
on. Stop right there. Stop right there. Let's just say I do shoot them down. Does it help them?
it
You say
help
you have,
go
if
get
you
a
say you, if you say you have no clue, then what are you talking about?
okay.
See, this is why so many black women are so easily taken advantage of. This is why you got white guys who can get on TikTok and just call you queens and everything else, and y'all are just watch them, give them hundreds of thousands of views and donate. You're easily manipulated by somebody telling you what the hell you want to hear. Calling you a queen, telling you this and that, and y'all will just run out and stand in line and buy the books and everything else, sign up for their courses. But somebody comes along and tells you the truth that you can go look up for yourself, hard realities that everybody else deals with in life that you can observe yourself, and you turn around and call it negative. But the only person that's losing is women who look like you. If I wanted to shoot you down, I would sit around and do what everybody else does and write books and tell you you're queens and line up and get the bag. I don't have to do this. I ain't had to spend the last 20 minutes to try to talk to somebody whose head is as solid as that rock you're behind you. But I know somebody else that looks like you, as young as you, was listening and starting to say, you know what? In her, I see me, and there's a problem. You ain't used to having a man talk to you, and that is understandable because most of us didn't grow up with fathers. But you are still responsible for who you are in this world, young lady. Whether your father was there or not, your mother and your father, I don't know what that situation is, but you're 20 some odd years old. You got to get yourself through this world. And it ain't by sitting around having opinions and manifesting. You don't manifest and carry your ass to the armed services. Going to the armed services because you need some substance and security. If you really want to put this manifest shit to the test, you would turn down Uncle Sam's paycheck and his benefits, and you'd carry your ass out into the city and see if you could manifest the real living. Take that art and stuff you say you're so good at. Don't go the government benefit way. Go out there.
I am. I'm in LA.
Uh-huh. But you forgot the first part. You're in the reserve.
Okay.
That ain't free. You get paid for that. And you're talking about going, what did you say, full time or something like that?
Possibly if my
Right.
parents
Why?
here.
Why?
Because
Why go into a place that has structure, authority, discipline, and rules? If you're gonna manifest in such a creative, that's counterintuitive. If you can manifest and believe, then go on out there.
you don't
You in
do it
LA.
24 hours a day. It would provide me income in order to do so.
Ding, 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 ding. This is why I don't feel sorry, because at the end of the day, they know how to survive when it gets right down to it. Bottom line, yep, you just proved my point.
No,
Yeah,
because
you did. You don't understand you did, but you did.
your point is to get a man and have him provide for me.
No,
That's
that
your
ain't my point. That ain't my point. Damn sure ain't my point to you. Where have I said to you to go get a man in this conversation?
I'm talking about your
No,
overall.
no, I'm talking to you. No, I'm talking to you. Where have I said in this conversation? See, you pulling shit out from all these different conversations. What you think I've? What have I said once about you going to get a man? What have I told you? You need some therapy. You need some structure. I ain't said damn nothing about a man
Why do I need therapy?
because you're broken.
How am I broken? What
Watch the replay.
what have I told you that
Watch the replay, ma'am. What you've told me and what I've gleaned. Just look in the comment section what the women say.
is because of a man? It's because
Mm-hmm.
of a man that I'm broken.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, if that's the case, you're still broken. I didn't say why.
I was trying to help you prove your point. I'm
Oh
not
no, man. No. It's because of a man you're broken. I didn't say why you're broken. I just said you were broken. What are you doing about your brokenness?
Making myself do what I gotta do.
So you're doing it yourself.
Yes.
What qualifies you to do that?
Me being alive, breathing.
Okay. A lawyer who represents himself has a fool for a client. What's wrong with going to get some therapy? What's wrong with sitting down and talk to somebody who's trained
There's
in this kind of stuff?
nothing wrong.
So then do it. What's the worst that could happen? Order 66, y'all. She admits, I'm broken. She said, I wouldn't know what to talk about. Then it is, I'm broken, but I'm broken because of the men. See, your life, you've been used to being able to blame men. I don't care. You know what the issue is. What are you going to do about it?
You're right. I was
I
under.
know I am.
A man tried to break me.
What are you doing about it? Man, we heard what you said, and we all see what we see. These, ma'am, you can say what you want to. These hearts are coming from men and women alike. The only one that doesn't seem to understand what's going on is you. And I'm not doing this to hurt you or embarrass you. I'm doing this to help you. You'll thank me one day. Because you're too young to be this sour.
Ooh, who's sour? You sour. If anybody's sour,
right?
Sour. Because where is your woman in all of this? Where is your woman?
Mm-hmm. She's where she needs to be. She's no. Are we talking about relationships now? Hold on. Are we talking about relationships now? Is that what you want to do?
I'm saying. Really I'm saying.
Okay. She's where she needs to be. Where's your man?
Back in New York, and that's not my man no more.
Is that the one that tried to break you?
Mm-hmm.
Because mine don't do that. Mine plays her role. She knows her part, and she's glad to have it.
Quiet.
Excuse me?
Like she be quiet?
She ain't quiet.
That's hard.
See, you don't understand nothing. That's why I said you're broken.
Okay.
This is why I said you're broken. And ain't nothing wrong with being broken. But you need to address it. Because you walk into the world this way, and this is what the world gets. The other two women on the panel weren't like you. They came in at a different energy, a different place. You were the one I focused on because you were the one in trauma. You were the one in distress. You were the one that's looking for something. And you didn't sit here for a reason. And you didn't join back on here because you didn't need something. You're just too proud to admit you do. Because if you didn't want to be sitting here, you didn't have to take the re-invitation. Young lady, we all fail in life. It ain't easy.
Right.
But we need help.
I can.
You're not. Yes. Then you can't do it yourself.
From a man, a specific man in my life. That's what I don't need.
I said therapy.
Okay.
And what is the problem with men? Why at 22 are men so bad? I don't need problem. I need help from a man. Well, do respect this military you're going to get into? That's a male organization.
But it's a job at the end of the day. It's a
but it's made by men.
It's business.
It's run by men.
As long as they're being
it's run by men. I thought you didn't need no man. Everything you got in this world, a man made. The building you in, the building you in, the wall that's behind you was not constructed by females.
Yeah, but that comes.
There's no but. There's no but. You need us.
There definitely is a but.
You need us. Without us, you die. And at 22 years old, that biological fact should not rub you the wrong way. So whatever's going on with you is counter to your regular psychological programming. I don't know what your childhood was like. It ain't my business. But you shouldn't be this sour at 22.
It's just that nobody needs to hear that.
You need to hear it.
Me. You need me. Like, that's basically what you're saying.
You need men. Women do need. You need men.
Man. You need me.
See, I want you guys to understand something. This is all she heard. That's all she heard. And then you need to understand.
Not have to say
what
that.
Is, oh, yes, we do. What is a woman's purpose on it? You're to help me.
You
You're
do
the
not
help
have to
me.
say that. I should not
Yes.
have to tell a
You're
man
not my
you
equal.
need
A
me.
woman is
You
not a
would not
man's
be
equal.
here. I should not have to say
Hey,
that to
man,
a man. He
oh,
should know
ma'am,
this already.
excuse me. Check this, all this, whatever just reared up in you, like it or not. You're our help me. We're not yours.
Oh my God. You wouldn't be here either. A woman
And see,
made
that's the whole purpose. A woman, you didn't make me. No, you carried a child. Men carry the spark of life. You just have the
What
womb.
did you come out of, sir?
What you, man, just because you have the ability to carry a child and produce, you didn't build this world. And see, that's the thing. I need you to understand how jaded and how warped so many of our young women are about the image of men. To think about men in such negative terms at 22. And you wonder why, what did I talk about yesterday? Black women are aging and dying alone. This shit came from what I said, Execute Order 66. You cannot make this shit up. At 22, while other women of other nationalities are looking forward to life, we got this woman. And there's so many of you, this broken, upset, thinking that men are your problem. Your problem is deeper than you understand. And a lot of your problem, ma'am, I got news for you. A lot of your problem has to do with the women who raised you, the women who put you in the situations where you were in. But it's easier to blame the men. Therapy, ma'am.
Not
Because like
all.
I said, like when not
That's
all, whatever.
not
See,
all.
this is what I'm saying. It won't. It's a
People.
shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. It's a never-ending loop. The never-ending loop. And this is why set for self-destruction. Young women like this were auto-programmed to destroy themselves, to be out here by themselves, to where they're unfit for anybody else to wear. So guess what? Big Mama's insurance plan right here.
I mean, I'm in the Army. I have an insurance plan.
Yeah, you in you in the Army, you're in an insurance plan. That place is built and run by men.
Still have an insurance plan.
I mean that place is built and run by men. So you
Yes.
need that.
And
Right.
buy me in.
Young lady,
Maybe you should.
yeah, young lady, check it. BetterHelp.com. Get an online therapist. Talk to somebody. You need to. Sad. Sad. A lot of people think you just be talking shit. No. I know what I'm talking about. 22. When I had my men in training, we went down to Dallas. I took all those brothers over to Highland Park and I said, I don't want y'all to say anything. I just want y'all to be in Highland Park Village. And we sat and had lunch. So I just want you to listen. And the takeaway was like, I'm not hearing the same kind of conversations I typically hear. A group of women over here sitting around talking. Look like mothers, wives, sisters, daughters. They're talking about their volunteer work, traveling trips and so happy babies, married, and so just different. Different. And I'm not saying that that's the way it is everywhere, but that is too much. And what I say, it's a man. Gentlemen, don't you get tired of being blamed for everything that goes wrong with them? But the first place they run when they can't get it, I'm gonna run to the man's military. I'm gonna get the man's paycheck. I'm gonna get his security, but then I'm gonna blame a man. You can't make this shit up. But we're gonna keep on pushing. It's sad when you are so hardened at 20 some odd years old where you can't even admit you need to ask for help. Hello?
Kevin.
Oh, it's
Hi.
two of us.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
hold on.
Oh, hello, Kevin.
Are you Mina?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm on it.
Hold on, Mina. I'm gonna come right back to you, okay?
you are okay.
I'm coming right back to you. Hey, Tiff, how are you?
How are you?
I am well. How old are you?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
I said, how old are you?
I am 28.
All right, we're talking about these taboo topics. Are you single or are you married?
I am single.
All right. Any children?
3.
Oh, damn! You've been working.
Yes, yes, yes.
How many fathers?
I'm not gonna lie, 3.
I'm
Hmm.
always fascinated when I hear one with 3 kids. But why? Just how does that happen?
Honestly, I'm gonna chop it up to my personal childhood.
Okay.
I had both parents not really involved, not the proper guidance. And when it came to decision making, I didn't have the best decision making experiences. I will be honest, my kids are a good bit apart in age range. So I have a 9-year-old, 4-year-old, and then an 11-month-old. So it wasn't back to back. It was spaced. But yeah.
So what? I mean, okay. So 3 kids, 3 different fathers, and by age 60, what do you want life to look like?
By age 60, okay. So by age 60, I would like to be hopefully retired. Hopefully, I'll have my businesses established. I have trust funds for my kids. My
You
kids
said trust funds for
have
your
been through
kids?
college. Hmm.
You say trust funds for your kids? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Um, I think it's trust funds or like
Mm-hmm.
at least some type of insurance for my kids or something where they'll be set if I'm gone,
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
Um, kids have already had college paid for, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
I picture myself like living on a beach somewhere or maybe in another country. Living my best life at 60.
Well, okay. So trust funds, college, businesses. Where's all this money gonna come from?
Well, that's what I'm actually trying to figure out now. Uh, I'm basically interested in becoming my own boss, um, building my own empire pretty much. I know realistically it's not going to take just me. I know in life, a lot of things are based off of partnerships, networking, things like that. But I want to get to a point where I'm my own boss. I have,
Why do you want to be your own boss?
okay, good question. Very good
Mm-hmm.
question. Um, when it comes to like 9 to 5 jobs, I've always felt, I guess, I always felt being in a position of being told what to do and having to like just communicate with somebody over me always
Mm-hmm.
made me feel like I don't want to have to do that.
So do you do realize that everything that you listed out, trust funds, college, businesses, retirement at 60, living your best life, you're gonna be told what to do by a lot of people.
Hmm.
You got a lot of different authorities over you.
Okay.
I'm just saying, millionaires have bosses. Billionaires have bosses.
Okay.
What kind of business would you want to have to fund all this?
So, like I said, well, like I was trying to say, everything's a learning process. And honestly, I'm not sure what's going to really bring me to the top. I know as of right now, I'm in the beginning stages. I have an online boutique set up at the
Okay.
moment. I'm waiting on products to come in, but I'm also interested in podcasting and possibly creating courses towards like maybe like financing, budgeting, things of that sort, parenting. It's like a broad spectrum of
That's a
things.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a broad spectrum.
Finance to parenting. So, did you go to college?
I'm currently in college, actually.
You're 27,
28.
28. So, what state do you live in?
I'm in Louisiana.
So, what kind of annual income do you think you would need to to live that lifestyle?
As far as like,
Yeah, how much money you
my
gonna need?
goals.
Yeah, everything that you say you want. You have 3 kids. You want them to have college and trust funds, and you want the businesses, your travel, retirement. How much money you think you're gonna need to make a year? Because it's pretty pretty broad life.
Yeah. Annually, I'm thinking maybe 250 to 500K.
Okay, and how many? So if you split the difference, that's 300 and some $1,000 a year
Yeah.
by yourself.
Mhm.
What percentage of women in this country make that amount of money?
I'm gonna be honest and say I really don't know, but I would like to know.
You're like around 0.5%,
Okay.
1/10 of 1%. And what kind of professions uh, pay that kind of money consistently?
Professions. So we're
Hmm?
saying like as far okay.
Yeah, to make 300 some odd $1,000 a year, what would a woman need to do?
Oh well, doctor, obviously, or at least close to that amount.
Hmm.
Lawyers,
Hmm.
um, business owners, like
What kind of business?
hmm, real estate. Real estate can
Real estate salesperson. Real estate is broad. People often say real estate, but what do you mean?
I know when you're like I know people when I think of real estate
Hmm.
and I think of like higher incomes with real estate, I think of people who are like selling homes.
Yeah,
So
you're thinking of people who are selling expensive homes,
yes.
but those are very limited.
Okay.
There are people who sell those kind of homes are limited, and the people who can buy those kind of homes are limited. So, I mean, often people think of real estate because you don't have to go to college for it.
Right.
So everything you've talked about,
Mhm.
you need to go to college for,
Mhm.
but you didn't go to college, or you're in college now for what?
Business administration right now.
Which is a meaningless degree.
Yeah, it's a very
So, so for what your dreams are pretty extravagant.
mhm.
Did your mother and father make that kind of money?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No. My mom touched like 100,000, 150,000. She's
What
an
is
R
she? She's a what?
an RN, a registered nurse.
Did she make that during your childhood?
At one point during my childhood, but mainly closer to when I was like older. But
Your mom, as a nurse, made $150,000.
at one point, yeah.
Okay. What'd your dad do?
My dad was so I met my dad when I was like 17.
Okay, so
But
he wasn't there. What do your children's fathers do?
one's an entrepreneur, I'm not gonna lie. One of them actually is doing something with himself, but the other two, one's not involved.
So
Um,
I gotta ask a question. A
sure.
woman who comes from Louisiana, who seems to come from, let's just say, middle class.
Hmm.
The lifestyle you just described was upper class.
Hmm.
Now, you why jump from middle class to upper class? Somebody's got to pay for that.
Hmm.
Why not just middle class?
Mm, well, I just personally don't want to settle for middle class. I want to create, and like I said, I know I possibly won't be able to do it on my own. I mean, anything is possible. I do preach that, but
You won't be able to do it on your own. You mean with a man?
I wouldn't say I need a man, but definitely uh business partnerships, people to network with, people who could help me develop into what I'm trying to develop into. I'm not saying I know it all because I don't.
So what's wrong with being this average, normal?
Mm, I guess I'm just not resonating with it. I want more.
Okay.
I desire
Wanting is fine. What kind of grades did you make in high school?
pretty good grades.
What is that? What's your GPA?
When I graduated high school, my GPA was a 3.6.
Okay. But you didn't go to college.
I did on and off.
But you did okay. You want an upper class lifestyle, but you didn't do what it takes to make upper class money the legal way.
hmm
You say you're not resonating with. Why do you have to resonate with what you are? I
Okay,
mean, Louisiana is one of the poorest states in the union, and
that is absolutely true.
your people aren't rich. And even as a mother with 3 children from 3 different guys, and you're in school for business administration, that is not a degree you go to school for to make money.
hmm
So that's really just. I did a broadcast yesterday about University of Southern California, USC, selling $115,000 social work degrees to make $52,000 a year.
hmm
The kind of lifestyle you're talking about, man, comes with being a high-end executive or a high-end professional.
hmm
But in our community, we often talk about real estate because you don't have to go to college, or somehow being an entrepreneur or a business owner, as if people pay you money for nothing.
Right.
You got to do something. Competence gets compensated. Where did this appetite for our upper class lifestyle come from? Because you didn't come from it, so you didn't see it.
hmm
Where did it come from?
Well, even though my mom and dad weren't upper class, I do have family members that are. And not only that, I guess just the want to create or give my children that upper class lifestyle,
But your children aren't upper class.
Okay.
I mean, they're not.
No, they're not.
I mean, okay, everybody wants to give their kids the best.
hmm
But in order to give the kids the best, you have to have it yourself. Have you
Right.
lived your life in such a way to think it's possible to do what you're talking about?
Right.
I'm asking.
I don't feel that I've I've taken the proper steps in my younger years
Mm-hmm.
to set myself up for the lifestyle that I want.
Okay.
But I also am a firm believer that anything is possible
Mm-hmm.
if the action is there. Like you said earlier, you preach. You said earlier.
Well, if the actions are there,
Mhm.
but how many times do you hear average, everyday, middle class people say that?
um,
I mean, you have girlfriends or homies that you talk with about your dreams,
honestly, no. I don't
but
really
you
have.
see it. But you see it online. I know I see it every day. Middle
hmm
class and lower middle class people every day talking about it's all possible,
hmm
faith and all this other stuff. All right. Well, if it's all possible, and if they all got it, wouldn't that mean you'd have to have even more money because 300,000 would be the new normal?
hmm
Is it really all possible? If 1/10 of 1% of women earn $300,000, that ain't even 1%.
Okay.
Is it really possible? It's possible, but is it probable?
Okay.
And see, a
I
lot of you ladies talk about possibilities instead of probabilities. And everything you said, you said you're gonna do this as a single woman. What is the likelihood of that? What is the probability of that?
Well, statistically speaking, it is um a kind of a very slim chance.
Well, I mean, what I'm trying to say is ultimately, if you have two kids and you said the fathers and three kids and two of the fathers aren't really doing anything,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Well, then how do you go from that situation to trust funds for your kids and college paid for your kids? And it all revolves around this business
Mm-hmm.
that you haven't defined. And you'd have to make $300,000+ from that business.
Mm-hmm.
That's take home pay.
Right.
That's not earned. That's not so. That's more of a dream.
Okay.
I mean, I don't unless you have a plan. It's not like you said, I'm going to school, I'm going to go to law school, and then I'm planning to go be a trial lawyer or a corporate. And I mean, right now I'm going to go to business. Business is one of the easiest degrees to get.
Mm-hmm.
They so if it's common,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get a common degree, an average degree, and you live the middle class average lifestyle. But for you, somehow it's going to turn into rich. How is that going to happen?
Well, that's why I'm on here to learn. Whether I mentor from whoever, I don't know every step it takes to get to a certain level of class. But I know that I have the willingness to learn. I know that.
Okay, there are people who have your same willingness to learn everything else, but the kind of money you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not possible. It's not probable. I mean, think about how many people who want the same outcome. How
Right.
many people can get it?
Right.
So I'm asking, why not just live a life that's within your reach?
Mm,
And you don't want to live normal.
I mean, I can live a life that's within my reach, but am I
But
going to give up on what I want to or ideally want to become? No,
but
I'm not going
okay, but give up on what you want to become. What is that?
to. If I'm gonna be 100% honest, a millionaire, like period. Am I
See,
gonna get?
this is one thing I don't understand. Is that when I was coming up, people expected to do what their parents did, maybe a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
You guys expect to do 10 times better than the people that raised you.
Right.
Well, if that became the new normal, that would still be doing what your parents did. Y'all expect to become millionaires just because you have the smartphone and the internet.
Mm-hmm.
People don't just pay you for nothing.
Nope.
All right, and you don't have those skills.
Skills
You
can be
don't,
learned.
they can't. Not with 3 children. No, they can't.
Okay.
No, they can't. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you. At 27 years old with an 11-year-old and these kids, that can't be. What skills are those? Where would you go? Yes, true. Skills can be learned. Where would you go learn them?
Well, the I guess the beneficial thing about the world, the technical world we live in right now, is there are ways to research and just kind of branch out to people who are on a certain level,
Uh-huh.
wanting to share how they got to that level,
Okay.
and you pay for that knowledge.
Okay. Where do you go? So you're gonna find a guru or somebody, and you pay them.
A men-
You're gonna find a mentor or somebody who knows. How much you gotta pay them for that?
Not sure what's like. I guess the average cost is anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000 for like certain events. Work.
So you think you can find somebody and pay them $3,500 is the average,
Okay.
$3,000 to become a millionaire?
Well, it's not necessary to become a millionaire, but it's to give you the knowledge to set yourself up to what goals and dreams you have. Now,
Okay, so they're gonna give you. You're gonna go to a seminar or a course, and they'll give you a blueprint,
pretty
but you
much
got to work it. You know who makes the money off of that?
the mentor or guru or whatever.
Yeah, man. This is why people of color are so susceptible to get rich quick schemes of multi-level marketing, because we all seem to think that we can take pennies or dollars
Mhm.
and give it to somebody, and then they can just shake it up and give us back $1 million. You can't even do that on the street. You can't even take $3,000 on the street and turn it into $1 million like that.
Okay.
Because if it was that easy, people will be lining up to do that if it were guaranteed. But see, this is how the rich have taken advantage of the poor, making you think that come by my $1 million course, and
Mhm.
I see so many women of color buying into. I talk to somebody every week who thinks they're going to become a million. I talked to a girl. Matter of fact, I just don't understand when you don't see that in your life. That's not what you see. That's not even in your world. It's not even very realistic, but I understand the desire. But is it really possible?
Or probable, in your words.
Have employees. We're going on maybe $1 million. Then what, Kevin? Were we gonna refer this conversation? What if I do? It's a lot of people who Little Dirk. I mean, even though he's a rapper, he's just about to go get his high school diploma. You can obtain great success and wealth without going to school or working a job. Honestly, name one job that I can work with a degree that will bring me in more than $5 million a year. Am I going to obtain the money that I want to obtain working for somebody else? Where I'm gonna get it in the government? Like where I'm gonna get it? Like I want to build generational wealth, and I'm not gonna do that really working for somebody else. I have to have different streams of income. You know this. You don't just have one job. That's why even when you were 26, you had two. You understand? Dangerous minds. That's the same the year, right? I broke my business too.
Yep.
Mhm.
There was one young black woman who was saying some of the same stuff you're talking about.
Mhm.
And 2 days before her, I spoke to another young lady who was saying some similar stuff, that she had went and sat down at Spectacular or some seminar, and it's not real.
Mhm.
It's not real, and they're telling you guys what you want to hear, but she's saying the same things. She said the same thing about manifest hope, gurus, courses.
Now, I'm not saying like you can manifest and hope I mean, like you said earlier, faith
Mm-hmm.
without works is dead. I'm a firm
Mm-hmm.
believer in that. You have to
Uh,
have action behind everything you do, even your prayers. You have to put the action behind it to quote unquote manifest anything. Um, and I'm not saying 100% that I'll be able to achieve what I desire and
mm-hmm.
what I ultimately want as far as an annual income. I just know that I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to take steps, and I'm willing to try.
Right.
The taste of
But
redemption.
my concern is that women like you don't, you're average, normal, everyday, middle class people with rich dreams, and you don't want to be average. It's like being average or normal is a failure.
Mm,
But you don't get to have what you want without work.
right.
There is no shortcut. And I don't think that I think a lot of you ladies tell yourselves this stuff, but it's not realistic.
200K is good.
200 is so I got all kind of videos with women who are saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another young lady, it's just like, do your kids need you to be rich?
No, my kids need me to be a mother. They need me
Okay.
to make sure that
Where's a man in all of this?
in my personal situation.
Yeah, I mean, because in all of the stuff you said you want to do, there was not one mention of a man.
I didn't think we were going to have that conversation, but
Well,
since
I'm just saying because you said because it's like, well, um, doing it all on your own, that's a
mm-hmm.
possibility. I mean, sure, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to do that way, but
Mm-hmm.
how you gonna make that kind? Most people don't earn that kind of money by themselves.
Right, absolutely, I agree. I do feel like that's what I guess I meant by a partnership, somebody who I'm with, who we can work together to reach certain goals. I do feel like as a single mother of three with three
Mm-hmm.
baby daddies, it makes it a bit harder for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not I'm not a single woman with no kids.
Right.
So when it comes to men, you know, it's competition. And I would have to come with something a bit better than a woman who's single with no kids. You feel what?
Right. I do. So,
Oh,
is it going to be easier to do that or to live this idea of what you're talking about? I
I'm
don't know.
I'm not 100% sure how easy it is for me to get somebody who wants to marry me or whatever the case may be. I know that I do have people that want me. I do have people that's interested in me. There are people who's like, okay, they'll accept my kids. But at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I know what baggage I come with. I know that I have three kids. I know that I have three
Mm-hmm.
daddies. So realistically, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a wife and all that. That's not really in my mind right now. What's in my mind right now is getting myself financially stable enough to be able to, if I'm never in a situation where I can be with somebody long term, at least I'm financially stable enough to be able to take care of my kids with or without a man's help.
Okay. Well, financially stable doesn't come through business administration and then just having some sort of business.
Mm-hmm.
See, often you ladies talk about business as if owning a business is the cure for everything. Those really get pumped a lot in the Black community. So many of our women just say business as if business is supposed to cure and fix things. It doesn't,
Right.
because I mean this so-called business is the linchpin or it's the key to making your life work. Because here's the woman. This is the woman. A long video, and this is the woman talking about she needs a $900,000 home.
Oh.
And no, her dreams are right in line with yours. And this is the woman who's 24 years old, and she went to some seminar. And see, the thing is, ma'am, if you would have sat down and talked to a counselor and said, you know what, I
Mm-hmm.
want to make $300,000 a year, take home. And if they had to tell you the truth, that it said you're not going to be able to do it with this degree.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not realistic. If you had to say what kind of business am I qualified to go start? What is it? I mean, it's not. You get competence gets compensated. So I don't like seeing women who's saying, "Well, I'm going. A man is not the answer, so I need to make myself together." So college ain't the answer either. Not business administration.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is look at your life and say, "I have three children, and the average 74% of Black women in this country earn less than $50,000. You're in one of the brokest states in the union. And most women don't earn what you're talking about. Nursing would have been a better option for the highest amount of money, but the hours are long.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, you want to live this extravagant lifestyle. But that's reserved for people who make that kind of money.
Right.
So it's one thing to dream like that when you're a kid. But as a mother with 3 kids, I need to pour some cold water on you and say, you got to wake up. You can't dream like that. You need to get a real profession. Business administration is a waste of time. You need to get something that's going to pay you stable, consistent money. Why didn't you? So having a mother who was an RN, why didn't you think about that?
It's funny that you say that because, like, about a week ago, I had a dream, and
Okay,
it
but
and
why didn't you think about that initially? There's a
I
reason.
actually initially was going for that. I was
But
for that degree.
but but
I don't know, honestly. Life happened, and having kids in the midst of everything.
but school is still school.
Hmm. Absolutely.
So
I
are
can
you enrolled full time?
I can still change my, yeah. Currently, I'm full time.
So is it too hard?
Not now, but
No.
previously it wasn't that the
Well,
work was
what?
hard.
Okay,
It was
okay.
kind
Well, see, you seem like a good-hearted, free spirit kind of person, but man, you're gonna have to live with rules,
of okay.
and you can't sit around and talk about I don't like rules and structure. You got 3 kids and 3 baby daddies. That ain't. You need some structure
Okay.
because those kids need more than a mom that's just dreaming. Business administration, you might as well wipe your ass with that degree because you take that anywhere and be a starting salary for what kind of jobs can you do with a business administration degree? I mean, see, they don't even do, and this is what I wish they would do when you guys went to college. I wish they would do more career planning instead
Hmm.
of just taking you ladies' money. What kind of jobs for a business administration degree? What kind of jobs can you get with a business administration degree?
It should be
Uh,
like payroll and
yeah,
uh
yeah, not
possible
many.
CEO of certain businesses.
Ma'am, you're not gonna be CEO or nothing. Come on now. And CEO of a major corporation, a procurement officer, an office administrator, human resource manager,
Hmm.
uh, franchise manager, business consultant, which is after you have some experience.
Hmm.
But most of it is mid-level work,
Hmm.
$40,000 to $70,000 a year, maybe.
Hmm.
But you notice how you automatically shoot to the top. CEO.
Hmm.
What does that stand for?
What does CEO stand for? Chief Executive Officer.
What do they do?
They run the company pretty much. Pretty much, they the head chief.
Uh-huh. And what kind of CEOs make the kind of money you're talking about?
Mm, it would definitely have to be a very, very successful corporation. Maybe like,
And how many women who are mothers of 3 who coming out of college as late as you are skip all those candidates who went to all those qualified schools and went to Princeton and Wharton, all those other places, and just become CEOs? Man, please stop dreaming so big. I'm gonna say this. I wish some of our ladies would stop dreaming so big and start living life realistically. And see, that's just like I had this conversation with the young lady. You crushing my dreams and this and that. This country lives off of black women fantasies of grandeur. You're by yourself, trying to get these unrealistic jobs and titles, while everybody else is doing it together.
right.
16 to be and I don't hate to say it, you have to say it. The top 1% or higher than that is very competitive, and you have to start that out early on. And people ain't gonna just let you take their jobs. People work for years to get a
Yeah.
promotion like that. And let's get real. Let's get real. You really want the money. You don't want the job. You want the money that leads to lifestyle. Is that or is that would that be fair?
Mm,
Or you want the stress of leading an organization of hundreds of thousands of people? You want the stress of meeting quarterly budgets. You want the stress of 16-hour days and all that. You want for
right.
20. You want that stress, or you want the lifestyle that comes along with that income.
Mm,
Be honest with yourself.
I mean, it would definitely be nice.
Do you want the money that comes along with it, or do you want? Okay, how tall are you?
Child, 5'3".
Dress
No,
size?
5'4". I'm
Dress
sorry.
size?
Huh?
Dress size?
I'm a 2X. I don't know like the numeric size of it, but I'm a 2X.
How much you weighed last time you weighed yourself?
Ooh, we doing this online.
Hmm. For a
Ooh.
very good reason. For a good reason. I always do.
Ooh.
Come on now.
Well, I knew he was gonna hit me with
Of
that.
course, of course. But this is for a very good reason.
250.
All right,
250.
ma'am. Executives are people who are professional athletes for work.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even in physical shape to do that job.
Okay.
Do you notice how most executives are fitness nuts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you have to have a kind of health and a drive and ability to focus and do something. And what's the last thing you focused on and did for 5 years consistently, day in and day out? That's what I'm saying. You seem like a nice woman, but really, in another generation, you would have been somebody's wife, and y'all would have tried to make a life together. But in this world, we've told women that just do what you want to do, and college was going to be the answer. Get a business, go get a bag,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not how it works. So now you're in a crunch. I got too many kids for a certain kind of men. I'm out of shape for this kind of men, and I haven't lived my life this way. So now what do? I have to dream because the reality of my choices is kind of depressing. But you got to choose the best life you can make out of what you got. And what
Right.
you got right now is I would consider nursing or something like that, something that's a higher paying job. And you need to be focusing on retirement at 60.
Mm-hmm.
65 is retirement age. There ain't
Yeah.
gonna be no trust funds. I mean, that's just not how most people live. Good conversation. That's just not how most people live. Most people have to work and struggle and live at their means. And far too many of us want to have these extravagant lives when we see that on TV and Instagram. And that's just not the real world. I think you know that, especially in Louisiana.
Yeah. I don't think even where I'm from set me up for anything. It makes it a bit harder. It makes it a bit.
Well, dreaming is good for the kids, but as adults, reality is what it is. And I'm going to say it. I don't know your youngest child.
Mm-hmm.
Are you and the father cool or what?
Yeah, that's we're really. I'm gonna say it's complicated. We're kind of.
Is he married?
Mm, no,
And the
do you
reason
know?
he's the reason isn't the reason you guys didn't get together?
Um, I can honestly accept accountability. I have to heal. I have
Let me just go and hit you where it hurt. You need to carry your ass back to him because if he accepted you with two kids and wanted to be with you, that's your best bet.
yeah, but I have a lot of like
I don't. You,
trauma therapy. I need to
ma'am,
see.
if there, okay, that sounds like a convenient out, but the reality is, at your level, your income,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna need $2.4 million by 65 to retire on. You're
Okay.
not middle class women can't be by themselves. And that's the lie. It's like therapy, and it's like we're just basically saying, I need to wait. All right. Go to my broadcast yesterday and look at the articles I put up.
Okay.
Black women are aging and dying alone. And if you got a man who you had a child with,
Mm-hmm.
that's your best bet, because at least you got a kid with him. The rest of the men, black women are aging alone. There's a black woman in here in the South.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably one step away from being on the street. 4 years after the stock market crash of 2008, her life savings and investment was gone. She was forced to sell the house she co-owned and lived in with her aunt and her mother. This is happening all over this world. That woman, you know what she did? She is an academic coach in Virginia. You don't make enough money to be by yourself.
Okay.
And you're not going to get into this $300,000 fantasy. Whatever you need to do to fix yourself, spin that plate, talk to your baby daddy. You got a kid together. Black folk, we need to get realistic, because this is crazy. So good conversation, but you know, life is real.
Okay.
And we got to start living life like it's real. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
I think that was a lot going on in that conversation. But see, the difference between somebody who's willing to listen and that first person, everybody got something, granted. But ladies, weight and kids, men aren't just going to say, I'll take that. They're just not. And I think it's funny that women like that first woman get so angry that men are finally saying, no, thank you. I don't meet many men who sit around living thinking of these grandiose lifestyles. And I tell you why. Because we men know we got to pay for everything. It is, if I were to do this whole what do you want thing with men, men are not going to tell you, oh, I want to retire by 60 and own a restaurant and travel and this, because they're going to sit back and say, I make this amount of money. I already got to live like this, because the world gives men nothing. The world gives you lady stuff, and they give you a man as a bailout plan. Like it or not, many women think that if I get married, a man can be a bailout plan. Men are not bailout plans, especially if you're not coming to men the way men want to be come to. So let's see if we have anybody. Oh, Mina. Mina's still waiting. I did say I was going to get Mina. So good conversation. Louis and Redbone down there. Hey, Mina, how are you?
Oh my God. Hi,
Oh
Kevin.
my God. Oh my
Kevin. Oh my
God.
God. How are you? I've been
I'm
waiting
okay.
for you for like 30 minutes.
I know, right? Well, I got. How old are you?
I am 30 years old.
Okay, what are we talking about? Are you taboo?
Okay, so I absolutely adored the lady that was on here prior to me. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
agree with everything she said,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm on here because I just want to say that I love, love, love watching you and the things you talk about.
Yeah.
And then I mainly watch you when I'm at the gym every day doing
Uh-oh.
cardio. That's all I do. I watch you. And if I miss
Uh-oh.
your lives, I watch you. And I think I have a great life.
Okay.
But on top of
Okay.
that, when I listen to you, I'm like, well, I didn't, I don't know. I don't know everything. So
So what are you looking for? What are you looking? So, oh yeah, I'm saying you're a dog mom.
I'm a dog mom. Okay, so I'm like 4'11", and I used to be 175 pounds. Now I'm
Mhm.
108 pounds. I completely changed my life around.
So
Um,
what is Mina looking to get out of life now?
right now, freak. I'm a gym owner.
Mm-hmm.
I am a great mom. I have a daughter and I have 3 dogs. And then I'm a big supporter of women.
Okay.
I
Oh, big
support,
supporter of women meaning what?
I love to support other women that are, doing their thing business wise. I do. Is
Three dogs, man. Come on. So you're a big supporter of women. Are you a womanist or a feminist?
I'm for everybody.
I'm a feminist.
I mean,
So,
I love what I'm for anybody that wants to better their lives. I guess
so
you can say that.
how old are you?
I am 30 years old.
So at 60 years old, what do you want to be? What does life look like?
At 60, I want to own more than one gym
Mm-hmm.
because now I own one.
Okay.
And then I want to be a great mother. Hopefully, I don't have grandkids at that point.
Wait a minute. How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 9 years old right now.
She'll be 39. What do you
But
mean?
you know how we are about kids.
No, I don't. Okay. So you only have one kid. You plan on having any more kids?
No, no,
Okay, then.
because she's
You said,
9. At this point, I feel like I have a career. I have so much going on. And then I grew up with a whole bunch of siblings.
okay, now here comes the hard part. You have one
Yes,
child.
yes.
Only child syndrome is a real thing. I'm an only child.
You,
That is a lot of pressure to put on an only child. If you want to be a career driven person, you got a daughter, and so many women have to feel like they have to live their life to be able to take care of their aging mothers. So, oh, I talk about mother daughter syndrome all the time. Because the
she is
way you
going to
talk,
put,
because you don't even want her to have it. That's why you say, I don't want, at 60 years old, hopefully I'm not a grandmother. That woman be almost 40 years old. Hopefully at 60, you are a grandmother and she has a husband and people to support her. Because women aren't supposed to go through life by yourself.
no, you're right about that. You are right about that. See, I wasn't thinking about the whole age thing.
Of course not. That's
So,
what happens when you ladies get in your bag and start talking about working and being a friend to women and this and that. You don't think about the end.
right.
You don't expect your daughter to live near you, do you, when you're 60?
Uh, no, I do because I want to be there for her.
She need no, no. Now we're gonna go. No, she needs her own damn life.
Okay,
Mama needs her own life. You need a life, and your daughter needs her life.
you're right about that.
I know. So she has a dad somewhere. Are men good things or bad things?
Men are good things,
So why not have one of those?
but nobody
Oh,
wants their little girl to be,
I'm talking about you.
Oh, I have a husband. Like my husband is her father. He's
Good.
yeah. We're still
Now we
12
got
years.
it.
Yes, we are.
But
We've been married
daughter still
12 years now.
daughter still needs, so having your business, then that's fine if you're married. See, I don't know how I got this trans. I thought you were single, but here's the thing: only child syndrome. That's still bad though.
Do you think so? How about
I,
dogs?
I'm an, well, I'm talking about a child. There's a lot of pressure on the kid.
But I grew up in such a big family that I feel like I took care of my siblings, and I don't want to have to ever deal with that.
Well, I want you to look up only child syndrome because my best friend is an only child, and I know lots of only children, and it's a horrible way to grow up. It was horrible because you grow up too fast, you become
Hmm.
precocious, you don't learn how to interact with other kids
I agree with
because you
that.
don't learn how to share. You tend
Oh
to
yeah,
step in, so it can handicap a person, especially a girl. And then if a mother is really successful and driven, girls tend to not want to disappoint their mothers. Mothers tend to helicopter parent their daughters. So, dad is supposed to be the guy one keeping people away from the daughters, but it's more likely mama gonna be keeping people away from the daughter because she's yours. No, she's her.
I
See,
agree.
when we become parents, they're supposed. At 9, you're in the gym. You don't want to have another kid.
Where to you? It's just like a trip. Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
Do you know? Did your husband want any more kids?
Every time my husband asked for a child, I got him a dog.
That's bullshit.
It's like, okay, I've been married for 12 years
So is
and
he.
but we never lived together.
Where is he?
He
Okay, you
lives.
guys don't live. You guys are in a different country.
No, he lives in Texas, and I live in Louisiana.
So you live
I
apart.
live 4.5 hours away from him.
Okay, so there's this thing called living together apart or living apart together. So
What do you call
you guys
that?
have
It's more like a
you
business transaction type of stuff.
okay, so for the 12 years you guys have been married, you've never lived in the same house.
We have a house in Texas, and we have a house here that I live in, and he lives in the house in Texas.
So do you guys have an arrangement where you can see other people?
No,
Why don't you
absolutely.
guys okay, so this is curious, this is interesting to me. So how often do you guys see one another?
He comes here once or twice a month on the weekends,
Okay.
and that's when we see each other.
And why'd you guys decide to set it up this way?
It's always been that way. Like when I met him when I was like 19 years old,
Okay.
it just started from, him just working away, and we
Is
never.
he an oil and gas or something like that?
He's a supervisor for a chemical plant,
Okay.
but
So
also
good.
served 21 years in the military.
Is there an age gap between you guys?
I'm 30, he's 38.
Okay. But so do you guys ever plan on cohabitating in the same space?
Jesus, I don't think we will make it.
So you guys are just kind of married on paper.
My lawyer said it's business transaction.
Right. So now it makes sense why you don't want another kid. Well, um, that's why. And this has been going on since 19.
I was 19 and I'm 30 years old.
So I'm gonna step way out of this because if he's living there, you're living here. Your lawyer says it's a business transaction. Are you guys at least friendly to one another?
Oh, very much. Yes.
Do
Yes.
you guys do husband and wife things?
Yes, we do. We do when he's home.
Okay, well, cool. Guys, I told you that this living together apart was going to become more normal. I did a program about this. So, hey, man.
Kevin, I watch everything you do.
Well,
Okay.
thank you.
Upset.
I've seen you before, I think.
I know. I talked to you one time before.
Well, I mean, look, if it works for you, that's cool. I understand now why you don't want to have an additional kid, but I will say that, your daughter, you got a husband, whether it's traditional or not, you stress the important things, but also don't not stress relationships just because your situation may not be the norm. That's all I'm going to say to that. Living apart together. All right, I appreciate it.
You gonna hang up on me?
No, it's already late. It's already almost 1 o'clock. I gotta go. But I did want to get back to you. Did you have a question that you wanted to ask me or something?
No, absolutely not.
All
Absolutely
right.
not.
Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Thank you for taking my call.
All right. Bye-bye.
Appreciate that. Bye, Kevin.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all out here like, Mina shooting her shot. Don't get me killed. Don't get me killed. That was a married woman. Don't y'all get me killed. Living apart together. Remember that topic? Look, man, let's talk business, okay? This is going to become more the norm. In a world where baby boomers did what they did, Generation X, the new lost generation, and millennials, Generation X is the sandwich generation for cultural change. We saw a world that doesn't exist anymore. Millennials didn't see the world we saw. I foresee more people having these business arrangements for a multitude of reasons. For the tax benefits, to this, to that, whatever. Plus, you heard that woman, she's like, yeah, we see each other every couple of weeks, and we do. Hey, man, it's a thing. It's really a thing. And especially for people who have business interests, but I can even see it going down to the middle class, because especially in the black community, the black middle class community has been gutted. We don't. This is where all the businesses and the marriages and stuff is supposed to come from. And when you get to be a certain age, dating drops off the cliff for most people. Over 40, you're going to start seeing more of this. That's all I'm saying. Watch this space. It's not going to be for everybody, but the people that do it, I think they're going to like it. I think they're going to like it. As weird as it sounds, that was the first example of living apart together. But let's wind this up. Taboo topics. Ladies, men do have something to say about it. Men who are on the market looking for a relationship or a wife have every right to say something about women who put themselves on the market. That's number one. Number two, excuse me. Weight is one thing that you ladies can do something about. If not the children, the weight is something you can definitely control. But I really so wish that so many women would stop this boss bag business fantasy living. If you have to start a business to get this lifestyle, you're assuming that your business will be the one that works, and you're going to jump all the way from middle class to rich. That's a fantasy. Competence gets compensated. It doesn't work that way, ladies. It doesn't work that way. All right. I appreciate everybody jumping on. Oh, crap. I think I bounced her out too. Shoot. I'll go 10 more minutes if she's here. If she's here, I'll go. I'll try to get it. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, you were on earlier. Sorry. Did you have a question or something?
Yes, I have a quick question. Sorry, let me
Go
fix my scarf first.
Okay, go ahead.
So, what's the difference between being in love or loving somebody and falling in love? Is falling in love a continuation of love, or is loving somebody or being in love with someone
So
or being
what's
in love?
the difference between falling in love and being in love? Is that what
Yes.
you're asking?
Mm-hmm. Or loving someone? No, falling in love.
Okay.
And loving someone.
Okay. There are several kinds of love. First off, are you talking about romantic love, like boyfriend girlfriend kind of stuff?
Yes.
Okay, that kind of love is called eros. Eros. That's erotic. That's considered romantic love. That's the heart beating, pulse racing, the anticipation you get before you kiss or hug. That's that passion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of falling in love and the honeymoon phase of a relationship that comes and goes. It's not a constant state. It's up and down, up and down.
And that's called
Falling,
Euros. You said Euros?
Eros, Eros, erotic love. And that comes in the first 3 to 6 months, the honeymoon phase. But as relationships settle, you develop in more of a love called philos, which is more like a friendship love.
Oh, sorry to
Kind of
cut you
like
off. I would write this down, but I know you
well, you
don't
can
have a
always
lot of time.
you can just go look. You can just go look up the different types of love. But the difference between falling in love and being in love is falling in love is a chemical thing. It's because it's new and everything else like that. But eventually, 6 months, a year, 2 years into it, being in love is a choice. You choose to like that person every day. You choose to remember what you liked about them in the beginning. And it's more stable. It's more consistent. It's not the white hot burning passion, but it is the thing that's supposed to sustain you over the tough times. Love is a choice. We actively choose that. Now you're 20 something, right?
24, yes, sir.
Okay, you don't have any children, right?
No, sir.
Okay, you have friends, you have family members, but when you have your first child, there's something that's going to snap on you, and you're going to feel a kind of love you've never felt before. That's a parental love. Love comes in different stages. You have love for your friends and family members, but you'll die for your kid. But what you have between a partner, a mate, a man, is going to be something you have to continue to choose, because you'll see them at its best and you'll see them at its worst. When you start dating somebody right now, they see you all dressed up, looking good when you go on a date. But eventually, when you move in together, they're gonna see the bonnet, they're gonna see the pimples, they're gonna see the diarrhea, the tampons, the whatever. They're gonna see all that, the crust of you. Um, and somebody who can still have that and still want to be with you, that's a more enduring kind of love that women are talking about. So I hope
So
that answered.
is there such
Go
thing
ahead.
as conditional love? Is that the similar
All
response?
love is conditional love. Conditional or unconditional? What do you
Unconditional.
ask?
Unconditional.
Unconditional love is what you tend to have for a child. But unconditional love is what many adults want between one another, but it's really not plausible. Unconditional love, and here's the thing, between a man and woman, there shouldn't be unconditional love. Love should come with conditions. I should not just get your love. I should have to, there should be conditions that need to be met, and vice versa.
Like
That way, you start working for me and I work for you to keep those conditions met. Or if not, I could just let myself go, quit my job, lose my teeth, screw the neighbor's puppy, and you still love me. No, no. Love needs to come with conditions. That shit happens in Disney and Hollywood. Real life comes with conditions. Where's all this coming from?
just an overview of life. I'm currently in a relationship right now, and I want to understand the different levels of love. You know, like a lot of people put standards on love as far as materialistic, as far as love languages. I just want to learn about my love languages and love itself. You know.
Okay. So there's, if you talk about love languages, I'm assuming you've already researched those kind of things. Understand something. There's Western romantic love, which is pumped in the movies, the romantic comedies, that kind of stuff. That stuff is fleeting. That was meant to sell holidays, homes, engagement rings, and that kind of stuff. But the old school love that people have between that lasts for a long time is a choice. You choose. It's kind of like, are you a Christian? Are you a religious person?
Yes, sir.
All right. Christianity, it says life began in the Garden of Eden. But I'm also a scientist and I understand evolution. To be a Christian, you have to be able to accept the paradoxes and the hypocrisies and the outright contradictions that exist in the Bible from the observable world. But you don't try to make science a religion or religion a science. You just accept them both. That's how, because religion is based on faith. Love, the truest form of love, is something you choose over and over and you reaffirm, kind of like your faith. It's a choice. You have to choose to believe it. Um, that's the best I got for you. So hopefully I cleared it up.
Yes, sir. Did. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, have a good one. Bye
You
bye.
too. Bye.
So yeah, guys, there's a lot about the different kinds of love, but understand something. We choose how we interact with the people we let in our lives. And it's a choice that friendships, brotherly love, uh, all kind of stuff. So what women feel to one another, men on the battlefield, all kinds of stuff. So many different things. All right, people, I got to get out of here. Long night. The Godfather is out.